Shout out to the Rosters Reliable. Subscribe, like, comment. Shout out to you, the viewer, and the listener. Because without you and your likes, shares, subscriptions, and comments, the content will just be an echo chamber, and no one learns much besides how to be someone else and not yourself. Salute to you. This video is another volume into the world of AP, asset protection, and some stories of growth within the business. The place that we left off was how I was not only chosen for the position, but my ambition to grow in a new job in my earlier career and life. Position secured, and now came the learning process of paperwork, computer systems, and the proper way to execute a stop of a suspected thief and how to avoid bad stops. Bad stops are when the offender or a suspected offender employs tactics to not get caught with unpurchased items, such as ditching the product after rounding a corner, for example. Now, even though I was to perform at what's termed as the home store, I was sent to the best training center, in my opinion, that the company had in its arsenal. That was a larger Walmart on the south side, located at 83rd and Stewart. Most Walmarts have at least one asset protection associate on call, but the 83rd and Stewart location had approximately 5 to 6, which included the AP management. I instantly liked that there was a team for many reasons. One being that the dreaded bad stops numbers were decreased significantly as we supported each other. This included when one may do or say something incorrectly, there's another there to guide them towards the proper way to complete the task. So here's a tidbit on how we worked as a team against the suspect. Someone is always on the camera system with their mobile device to communicate to the associates on the floor as to provide a helicopter-like viewpoint, a dispatcher, if you will. This one day during training, a guy who had to be at least 6'2" or more was spotted on cam in the tools section of the large store, and subsequently was followed by cam throughout other departments and ultimately ended up by the plastic garbage can section, which was at the rear of the store. The crew converged onto the floor and separated to come together at various points to keep eyes on the offender who was stealing. Upon getting closer to the suspect's location, we could all hear distinct sounds of plastic being broken. No one knew what the sound was until we got into or around his location. Turns out the reason that the guy visited the tools section was to acquire a screwdriver for what we all later found out was to pop the plastic security holders for DVDs, video games, and computer products. The dude was popping the locks and stuffing the unpaid products down both pant legs. Remember, this dude was 6'2" or better, meaning he came to clean up. We all maintained our various positions while keeping eyes on his every move, preparing for the stop at the entrance vestibule. At the time, it was myself and 3 others, along with the asset protection supervisor that day. That's 3 males and 1 female on shift. This was great for my training process. Myself and my trainer positioned ourselves in the vestibule before the guy got there, while the remaining crew kept their distance and their eyes on a dude who was making a beeline to the entrance. At last, He proceeded to leave the store, and my trainer and I identified ourselves and asked him to step back into the store and directed him to our office to attain the stolen merchandise. The 6'2" or more dude began to fight against not only our request, but physically against being detained. As a result, everyone of the male gender had hands on this large guy who fought extensively against being detained. As a result of all of the struggling and tussling with him, we ended up breaking the front cover. Excuse me. We ended up breaking the front cover on a beverage machine, aka a pop machine, along with the glass of the crane machine and the EAS anti-theft systems. You know, those tall plastic and metal apparatuses that has the lights at the top and that emits an audible sound that goes off at the entrance. Yeah, we broke that. We broke all of that, struggling with this dude. Apparently, the person on the camera called the cops and relayed the pertinent information as they showed up in record time to knock some sense into the large offender and ultimately lock him up, all while we regained the products. My asset protection cherry was popped from that point, and it was exciting and challenging to be part of a gully team that did not have any problems getting down to business with zero games being played with anyone. And that's the reality.